Welcome to the Ultrahuman experience. This session is free for you for the complete experience. Please download the Ultrahuman app.
Poems of Love and Dreams. Good evening. My name is Michael Grant. Tonight, we will take a trip into a land unbound by space or time. Join me as I read poems about love, sleep, and dreams from the famous poets of the past. Poets such as Elizabeth Barrett Browning, William Shakespeare, John Donne, Christopher Marlowe, Sappho, and many others from across the ages. How Do I Love Thee? Elizabeth Barrett Browning, 1806 to 1861. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seemed to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And, if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. She Walks in Beauty by Lord Byron, 1788 to 1824. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes. Thus mellowed to that tender light which heaven to gaudy day denies. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens over her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and over that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth, 1770 to 1850. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. By William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. The Face That Launched 1,000 Ships by Christopher Marlowe, 1564 to 1593. Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burnt the topless towers of Ilium? Sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. Her lips suck forth my soul. See where it flies. Come, Helen, come. Give me my soul again. Here will I dwell, for heaven is in these lips. When You Are Old by by William Butler Yeats, 1865 to 1939. When you are old and gray and full of sleep, and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true. But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. The Dream by John Donne, 1572 to 1631. Dear love, for nothing less than thee would I have broke this happy dream. It was a theme, for reason much too strong for fantasy. Therefore thou waked me wisely, yet my dream thou brokest not, but continued it. Thou art so true that thoughts of thee suffice to make dreams truths and fables histories. Enter these arms, for since thou thoughtest it best not to dream all my dream, let's act the rest. As lightning or a taper's light, thine eyes and not thy noise waked me. Yet I thought thee, for thou lovest truth, an angel at first sight. But when I saw, thou saw my heart, and knew my thoughts beyond an angel's art. When thou knew what I dreamt, when thou knew when excess of joy would wake me, and camest then, I must confess, it could not choose but be profane to think thee anything but thee. Coming and staying showed thee thee, but rising makes me doubt that now thou art not thou. That love is weak where fear's as strong as he. 'Tis not all spirit, pure and brave, if mixture it of fear, shame, honor have. Perchance as torches, which must ready be, men light and put out, so thou deals with me. Thou camest to kindle, goes to come. Then I will dream that hope again, but else would die. Bedouin Song by Bayard Taylor, 1825 to 1878. From the desert I come to thee on a stallion shod with fire, and the winds are left behind in the speed of my desire. Under thy window I stand, and the midnight hears my cry. I love thee, I love but thee, with a love that shall not die till the sun grows cold and the stars are old, and the leaves of the judgment book unfold. Look from thy window and see my passion and my pain. I lie on the sands below, and I faint in thy disdain. Let the night winds touch thy brow with the heat of my burning sigh, and melt thee to hear the vow of a love that shall not die. Till the sun grows cold and the stars are old, and the leaves of the judgment book unfold. My steps are nightly driven by the fever in my breast, to hear from thy lattice breathed the word that shall give me rest. Open the door of thy heart, and open thy chamber door, and my kisses shall teach thy lips the love that shall fade no more, till the sun grows cold and the stars are old, and the leaves of the judgment book unfold. The Pier of the Gods by Sappho, 630 to 570 BC. Pier of the gods, the happiest man I seem, sitting before thee, rapt at thy sight, hearing thy soft laughter and thy voice most gentle, speaking so sweetly. Then in my bosom my heart wildly flutters, and when on thee I gaze never so little, bereft am I of all my power of utterance. My tongue is useless. There rushes at once through my flesh tingling fire. My eyes are deprived of all power of vision. My ears hear nothing but sounds of winds roaring, and all is blackness. Down courses in streams the sweat of emotion. A dread trembling overwhelms me. Paler than I, than dried grass in autumn, and in my madness, dead I seem almost. The Moon by Sappho. The moon has left the sky. Lost is the Pleiades' light. It is midnight, and time slips by. But on my couch, alone I lie. A Thousand Kisses, Catullus 5. By Catullus, 84 BC to 54 BC. Let us live, my Lesbia, and love, and the rumors of rather stern old men. Let us value all at just 1 penny. Suns may set and rise again. For us, when once the brief light has set, an eternal night must be slept. Give me 1,000 kisses, then 100, then another 1,000, then a second 100, then yet another 1,000, then 100. Then, when we have performed many thousands, we shall shake them into confusion, in order for us to lose the count, and in order not to let any evil person envy us, as no one will be aware of how many kisses have there been. The Passionate Shepherd to His Love, by Christopher Marlowe, 1564 to 1593. Come live with me and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove that valleys, groves, hills, and fields, woods, or steepy mountain yields. And we will sit upon the rocks, seeing the shepherds feed their flocks by shallow rivers, to whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. And I will make thee beds of roses and 1,000 fragrant posies, a cap of flowers and a kirtle embroidered all with leaves of myrtle, a gown made of the finest wool, which from our pretty lambs we pull, fair-lined slippers for the cold, with buckles of the purest gold, a belt of straw and ivy buds, with coral clasps and amber studs. And if these pleasures may thee move, come live with me and be my love. The shepherd's swains shall dance and sing for thy delight each May morning. If these delights thy mind may move, then live with me and be my love. Dreamland by Christina Rossetti, 1834 to 1894. Where sunless rivers weep their waves into the deep, she sleeps, a charmed sleep. Awake her not. Led by a single star, she came from very far to seek where shadows are, her pleasant lot. She left the rosy morn, she left the fields of corn, for twilight cold and lorn, and water springs. Through sleep, as through a veil, she sees the sky look pale, and hears the nightingale that sadly sings. Rest, rest, a perfect rest shed over brow and breast. Her face is toward the west, the purple land. She cannot see the grain ripening on hill and plain. She cannot feel the rain upon her hand. Rest, rest, forevermore upon a mossy shore. Rest, rest at the heart's core, till time shall cease. Sleep, that no pain shall wake. Night, that no morn shall break, till joy shall overtake her perfect peace. Good Night by Paul Laurence Dunbar, 1876 to 1906. The lark is silent in his nest. The breeze is sighing in its flight. Sleep, love, and peaceful be thy rest. Good night, my love. Good night. Good night. Sweet dreams attend thee in thy sleep, to soothe thy rest till morning's light, and angels round thee vigil keep. Good night, my love. Good night. Good night. Sleep well, my love, on night's dark breast, and ease thy soul with slumber bright. Be joy but thine, and I am blessed. Good night, my love. Good night. Good night.